You want all of the laws of the universe to be uprooted because you're stubbornly hung up in the lackful vibration? Do you get it that even the reason that you feel negative emotion is because you are divergent from who you are? When you come into alignment with you and your vortex, with your larger becoming, you begin to radiate the one signal that is emanating there. And when you get your signal, and that's what these workshops are about, when you train the vibration of your human being into vibrational alignment with who you really are, you become a signal of influence because you become a signal not separated. Negative emotion is a separated signal. It's law of attraction responding to both parts of you and tearing you apart. That's what negative emotion is. That's what sickness is. That's what goes wrong. It's the only thing that goes wrong with anyone you ever know and with you. But when you train yourself to become a vibrational match to who you really are, when thought by thought and experience by experience, you train yourself into the loving, worthy, expectant of good things being that you are from your eternal source perspective, then life in this moment transforms. So we call this gathering the art of allowing. It's understanding law of attraction's relationship with the two vibrational aspects of you. Law of attraction is responding to all things. It's like a giant magnifying glass laid across everything. Law of attraction says that which is of the same vibrational essence is drawn. That which is likened to itself is drawn. And you know from your experience with your physicality, you cannot set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. The frequencies have to match up. And you can't set your radio dial on, I don't have enough, I've never had enough, I've never had enough, I've never had enough, I've never had enough. That rich bugger over there's got too much, that one's got too much. Probably deals drugs, probably deals drugs, probably deals drugs. You cannot set your radio dial on the absence of what you want and be a vibrational match to the presence of it. Every particle of the universe has within it that which is wanted and lack of it. And your emotions will tell you which way you are in this moment pointing. Your guidance system doesn't tell you your vibrational relationship with anybody else. It doesn't tell you your vibrational relationship with your mother, with your neighbor, with your peer group, with your economy, with your government. Your emotions tell you your vibrational relationship with the expanded, new and improved version of you. So the question that this workshop wants to ask and answer is, when life has caused you to become, are you going? And the answer to that is, oh yes, you're going. So then the next question is, but are you going willingly? If you're reaching for things that feel good, you're going willingly. If you're not, then you're holding yourself in discord. You see, you can't not go. When life causes you to become something, this larger part of you has gone. And the emptiness you so often feel is because you're holding to an idea or a belief that doesn't wholly let you go. Someone's convinced you that there isn't enough of something. And even though you want there to be and you've asked for it, and the source within you is living it vibrationally and queuing it up so that you can have all of the physical trappings and ramifications and freedom of what you're asking for, as you keep looking for the evidence of the absence of it, you hold yourself in discord to your own dreams and goals and wants and desires and preferences, and that's what negative emotion is. Some say, well, isn't negative emotion a sign from God that this thing that I want is bad for me? In other words, I felt pretty good before I knew I wanted that. And now I know I want it, I'm miserable. So isn't that God telling me I shouldn't want it? And we say, no, that's your visceral evidence that you've expanded and you're not going. That's your evidence that you've become something and you're not letting yourself go. And that's why all emotions that you describe as negative emotions feel like emptiness. They're not really empty, but it certainly is you pinching yourself off from the expanded version that life has caused you to become. So the art of allowing is figuring out how to manage your gap. The art of allowing is recognizing who you are, recognizing who you've become, putting your ear to the ground and feeling what you're feeling so that in every moment you can feel whether the thought that you're thinking in this moment is moving you toward or away from who you really are. Toward or away from. Those are the only two choices you have. You can feel a little better or a little worse. You can poison the well and make yourself and others feel worse, or you can clarify the water. In other words, you can reach for thoughts that feel good. You can exaggerate the well-being. You can emphasize patterns of hopefulness, or you can do the opposite. And you can tell in every moment what you're doing by the way you feel. Some would say, some have said, many say it, they often say it. It's a sort of rampage. But it's true. It's true. You want me to defy truth? And we say, yeah. There are a lot of things that are true that you don't want to live. Cancer is true. AIDS is true. Terrorism, murder, mayhem, true, true, true. And when you give your attention to these things that are true, you hold yourself in vibrational discord with who you are. And you feel fear or anger or powerless because you've fixated on something. So what's the harm of looking at something? No harm in anything, but when you look at something for a while, a few seconds really, 17 is enough. When you give your attention to something for as little as 17 seconds, you activate the vibration of it within you. And now you're having a meaningful vibrational relationship with it. But it wouldn't matter if you were having a meaningful relationship with something unwanted if there were not a larger part of you that's having a much more meaningful relationship with who you really are. When you give your attention to something unwanted, you in time make it a truth or a reality. When you look around your planet and you see unwanted things and you state the facts or evidence of these unwanted things, we have to say to you, at one time it was just an idea that was then thought upon by so many that it became the reality that you are now using as your excuse to make it your reality. There is nothing that exists that is this reality that you are assigned to. You are the creator of your reality. You are the molder and modifier and becomer of new experiences. Esther will say to us, well, Abraham, that's true, and you've got to give me that. And we'll say, well, we are not denying that it is a true thing, that it exists, that there is fact and evidence that supports the reality of it. We're just asking you why you are activated in your vibration when you know it's something you do not want. When you see something wanted and you say yes to it, you include this wanted thing in your vibration. It's like saying, come to me, this thing I like. But when you see something you don't want and you shout no at it, it's like saying, come to me, this thing I do not want, because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. It's all about inclusion. And your attention to it eventually will cause a habit of vibration that is significant enough. First, it's just a thought you're thinking. Then it's the thought that you are often thinking. Pretty soon, it's a chronic thought. That's all a belief is, a thought you keep thinking. And when you keep thinking thoughts that are in contradiction to who you really are, you use that as your excuse to pull yourself apart. Here's the last thing we're going to say to you about that, and then we'll open it to anything you want to talk about. It's such an interesting thing. So let's say that there's something in your life that's giving you some grief. Could be a person, a concept, an entity like a government. It could be a concept such as economics. Something that you're focused upon is causing you great consternation. So as you look at this unwanted thing, it becomes the basis of many rockets of desire. It becomes the basis of your expansion, because you can't look at what you don't want without asking for more. And you can't ask for more. That contrast which causes you to ask is step one. Source becoming it is step two. You can't stop that from happening. So now, here it is. It has become vibrationally. And all you've got to do is turn toward what you're asking for and find a way to become a vibrational match to it. But how common something else occurs. Instead, you look at the unwanted thing, the thing that caused you to become and expand to begin with, and you use it as your excuse not to expand. And that's why you're extra mad at that. Because it is all vibrationally tied together. When someone that you want to love makes you feel something other than love, You send so many rockets of desire of wanting to love, wanting to love, wanting to love, wanting to love, and when they remain unlovable, and you use what they're giving you as your excuse to feel the absence of the love that they caused you to want, can you feel how annoying they are? That's why we say to you, often, those irritating, obnoxious, hard to live with creatures are your soulmates. You said, from your non-physical perspective, let's go into the physical and harass each other into expansion. Which is the same thing as saying, let's go forth and be different enough. You didn't say, let's go forth and be so identical to one another that when we look at each other, we'll just feel good. Not one of you said, I'll go into the physical, but before I get there, clean everything up so that when I get there, all I have to do is observe the good stuff, because there's no expansion in that. You wanted variety in order to cause you individually to ask for what you are wanting. And where it goes wrong for humans is that after you receive the gift of expansion from your contrasting experiences, then you think you need them to behave exactly as you need them to behave so that you can feel better. You see how it goes wrong? You say, oh, you've given me the gift of expansion, but I don't want to take the gift of expansion. I'd rather just observe you as you are. So you do all the work. You be exactly as I need you to be so that I can feel good. How's it working out? Even your children who adore you in some ways cannot bring themselves to pleasing you only, because they are hardwired to know they've come forth to find their own selfish interests and to satisfy them. And when you as an individual discover that no one else is here to please you, but that they are here to help you in your expansion, and that it's your job and your job alone to line up with the expanded version of you, then you begin to say to all others, friend, lover, child of mine, parent of mine, stranger of mine, I hold you not responsible for my joy, but thanks for the expansion. The joy is my job. Alignment is my job. Not your job to line up with my inner being. My job to line up with my inner being. Your job to line up with yours. So your marriage vows say something like, I like you pretty good. Let's see how it goes. Your marriage vows say something like, I promise you that I will not hold you responsible for the way I feel. And I will allow this delicious relationship that we are embarking upon to be the basis of my personal expansion. And I promise you, I'll take that expansion seriously, and I will do everything in my power to keep myself in tune with who life causes me to become. And I realize that you're going to be a big catalyst in my becoming, but I am never going to ask you to modify your behavior in one way, not even one little way. The expansion that you help me to accomplish and my alignment with it is completely my responsibility. I take it seriously. And so I give you these words in these marriage vows or friendship vows or business partner vows. My vow to you, to each and every one of you, is I will be happy. I will be happy. My happiness is my job, not your job. My happiness is my job, my job, my job, my job. Oh, feel the freedom that will come to you when you say that and mean that. It's my job to be happy. The only place you will ever find the freedom that you must find to be joyful is understanding that you've created a vortex of vibrational expansion, and that when you move in the direction of it, you feel wonderful, and when you don't, period. And what everybody else is doing is their vibrational relationship with who they have become. And when you get that clear, then you can be a people upon this planet in all of your magnificent differences, living joyous, expansive lives, no longer using the behavior of each other as your excuse to pinch yourself off from who you have become. It's a time of awakening, and that's what it is all about.